What's up? This is Cannibal Shogun, and I'm here at the RedLynx office in Helsinki. I'm going to be talking with Trials Evolution level designer Lee Rowland about one of the tracks he designed for the new game.
Hello! Dark City runs one of our extreme tracks. You don't get the extreme tracks straight away in the game, you actually have to unlock the extreme event now by earning enough medals and proving you're actually a good enough player to be worthy of playing them. But Dark City runs one of our later extreme tracks, so it is kind of difficult.
Here we've got an interesting area, a street with cars driving back and forth. This is something you couldn't really have done well in Trials HD. Tell us a little bit about how that came to be.
When the track was originally made, the track had just static cars. It had sound effects for traffic driving past, but the cars couldn't move. But as the toolset got greater and greater, animation was added which allowed this to be possible. The major difference with Trials Evolution is you can move objects anywhere in the world with 3D animation rather than physics. You can still use physics if you want, but now the greatest tool we've got is animation, so you can move any object from any point to another point. And that's how these cars are moving. They're just moving from point A to point B. When they get to point B, they reset to point A and they keep looping, so it looks like there's an infinite amount of cars driving backwards and forwards.
Sweet, very nice. We've also got a really nice looking film noir style going on. Why don't you tell us a bit about how you came up with that?
Yeah, most people will probably recognise the theme as a Sin City type filter. We've got black and white and red objects are the only proper colour object to show up. Again, the track started life as a full colour track, and yeah, it looked cool enough, but didn't really stand out as being anything different. But then the filters started to get added, and this one's called Miller, which is essentially black and white with red. But it really takes some tracks. You can change the mood and feel of a track completely by just altering the filter. I think it adds a lot to this track anyway.
For sure, this is a really nice looking track. You mentioned earlier that this is an extreme difficulty track, and it's definitely got some fairly difficult bits. Why don't you tell us a bit about what goes into making an extreme track that is challenging but also fun?
The difficult thing with an extreme track is you've got to make every obstacle fair. You know, anybody can place near vertical planks or steel beams and call it extreme, but if it's not fair, people will just get frustrated and not play it. So the balancing act is trying to make that obstacle logical, it's clear what the rider has to do, but fair at the same time. It's very difficult, but it just takes a lot of testing, retesting, changing, tweaking, and often it can take weeks and weeks and weeks of just fine-tuning things until it's right, until enough people say, yes, this feels fair, it's extreme, but it's doable. And as we can see, this is one of the all-new death animations we have, which, as it happens, Cannibal Shogun, you made this one, I believe?
I did indeed do this. One of the things we tried to add to most of the tracks in EVO is some sort of fun little ending scene. You know, it gives the rider something to look forward to, gives them a reason to get through the track, to see what's going to happen to the rider at the end. Lots of them are pretty simple, and this is one of the more basic ones. By the time I got my hands on this track, it was pretty far along. It already had the noir look, so I just tried to continue with the theme. I looked up some old photos from the Prohibition days in the States, and they often seem to be hanging out in these like back alley warehouses and stuff. So I just built a little old school like bootlegging warehouse for the rider to fall into.
It's pretty sweet. It suits the mood of the track totally anyway.
So there you have it, Dark City Run, extreme track from Trials Evolution, coming out April 18th.